What's up, you guys? Striker here with another video, and I wanted to talk to you guys about the differences between Ultimate Striker and Future Striker. I get this question a lot, you guys, so I actually wanted to break it down like for you guys on why I create so many different strikers. You guys, Future Striker is a lot like Trunks, Future Trunks, not the one from Super, but the one that actually came back in Dragon Ball Z. As we all remember, he came back, killed Frieza, and gave Goku the antidote. But with Trunks coming back, he created two different timelines, and that, sparked, multiverse theory in that universe. Well, at this point in Dragon Ball, you might as well say multiverse, because once you change something in the past, it won't change the future. It's an entirely different future. That's why Trunks didn't. Them being around each other didn't, destroy the timeline, because they're from two different timelines, two different universes. And with him coming back and killing Frieza, that started the time lapse itself, you guys. Because with Trunks doing what he did, you guys, splitting the timeline in two, guys, became a very serious, breaking point in Dragon Ball. And when Trunks did what he did, one Trunks went back to the future, had defeated, the androids himself, and was gonna come back and, talk to everyone about his success and move on. But unfortunately, he wasn't able to, because he was met by, Imperfect Cell and was killed, unfortunately, you guys. And the other Trunks that had went back hadn't, fought the androids since those 3 years had went by, and was gonna come back and fight alongside everyone else to defeat the androids. And he said he felt like, he can at least fix one timeline. I mean, he doesn't know about the other Trunks that was killed until Cell broke it down for Piccolo. I'm sure Piccolo may have, spoken about it later on, because not Perfect Cell, but Imperfect Cell, the first form Cell had already told Piccolo about how he had went to the past by killing Trunks and stealing his time machine. But that wouldn't be possible if Trunks wasn't already, back in the timeline with them, and Trunks had arrived just as Cell was just finishing talking about it to Piccolo, and then he used Solar Flare and escaped. But the thing is, you guys, the point I'm trying to get to is, when he did it, you guys, he created two different timelines. When he created those two different timelines, he created multiverse theory itself and made it valid. So once he did such, you guys, it broke the timeline. This is why the Supreme Kai of Time says don't go back and change time like Trunks did, because he was, he created multiple ripples in time that actually changed the course of time. Zamasu had even brought it up in Dragon Ball Super. When Trunks went back and saved Goku, a lot of the things that went on probably wouldn't have happened, because, well, in the future, Boo still, well, no, without Trunks going back to the future, Boo wouldn't have even come to Earth. That Babidi and Deborah wouldn't have even, they wouldn't even have come to Earth. The androids would still be running amok, and Trunks is still, well, he most likely might be dead, considering Cell would have absorbed the androids by that time, you guys. So there was no real life force that the androids, not the androids, but there was no power life force that Boo could absorb to become stronger. And it's the same thing with Striker, you guys. So when Striker was going back saving Goku in the Saiyan saga, he helped protect everyone in the Android saga, and he helped save the world in the Boo saga. He actually created those different timelines, and with him creating those different timelines, you guys, it really made things rough for Striker, because he became under contract right along with Trunks, to help protect the timeline from, evil threats. Striker didn't do much wrong by changing the timeline, because him as a person isn't a bad person. He's a very, loving and caring person, quiet, but he tends to care more about others than himself. He places himself in danger, to save others, and that's just Striker's nature. But that's pretty much, you guys, Future Striker. At this point, you guys, the Striker that you may see on the screen right now is just, early, Time Patrol Striker. I'm going to show you guys one day Time Patrol Striker. This is just Future Striker, the one that that started everything, you guys, with the Supreme Kai time, and actually started to protect history and everything. But after he had already been on the team a long time, you guys, he doesn't even have to go Super Saiyan. He can just, you know, fight in his base form. He had already become very strong. He doesn't have to transform at all. He can just, you know, awaken his, you know, power, and he wouldn't even have to worry about things like Super Saiyan anymore. And that's just how strong he had gotten after, you know, being with the Supreme Kai time and Trunks, and actually, you know, sticking around for a long time, because, you know, messing around within the cracks of time, you know, Striker doesn't even age. So the most I can say about him is his hair got longer, and he's still to this day a time patroller, just protecting the timeline, you guys, because he knows, you know, what he did was, you know, crazy, but he did the right thing. But now I want to talk about Ultimate Striker, you guys. Ultimate Striker is a lot different. Ultimate Striker was really an abandoned child just outside of West City, and in this timeline, Striker knows nothing about the time patrol or anything like that. And you guys, during the Saiyan saga, Striker was in the city at when Nappa and Vegeta had just landed, but he had escaped because he felt their power, so he knew he wasn't strong enough. But later on, you guys, he actually did show up on the battlefield with Goku and everyone else, and he fought alongside him. It wasn't Goku who actually defeated Nappa in this timeline. It was actually Striker. He stepped over to help Goku, but Goku said, you know, he has this. He wanted to handle things with Vegeta himself. He actually wanted to fight Vegeta for himself and get things completed. But and then he left Goku alone with Vegeta to finish off the job and do whatever they had to do. And from that point on, Striker had, you know, had already come so close to death. And with a Zenkai boost, you guys, Striker already had become very strong. But how can I put it, you guys? With that Zenkai boost, he still wasn't able to. This Striker is never ever gonna be able to become Super Saiyan, because he's never gonna be able to tap into that power. There's something inside him that just won't ever allow him to tap into that Super Saiyan potential. But there is meeting Old Man Gohan, just, you know, roaming just outside the city over the ocean. He just so happened to pass by Kame House, which Videl and Old Man Gohan, along with Pan, were living there now, and Striker and Pan became, you know, close friends, you guys. And Pan now is an adult. She's just about the age of Videl and Gohan, and later on in Super. But Striker at this time is about 17. Yes, you guys, Striker's not really that old. Striker's just 17. Gohan warned Striker of a threat coming, and with that threat coming, it was actually Hocus and Pocus. Bibbidi and Bobbidi had already Bibbidi left Majin Buu for Bobbidi, but the thing is, Bobbidi wanted more power, so he was already in the process of creating Hocus and Pocus, which were twin Majins. And creating those Majins, he actually put, you know, a lot of work on Striker later on, because Striker actually ended up getting beat down into the dirt by Hocus and Pocus and near death. But Budokai had teleported Old Man Gohan there to grab Striker, and they, you know, teleported over to the Elder Kai's planet. And once they made it to the Supreme Kai, Elder Kai's planet, however you guys want to, you know, call it, once they got there, Elder Kai and Gohan focused their energy within Striker and actually brought out the power within him, you guys. And that's how Striker became Ultimate Striker. But his body couldn't take the power. It was literally overflowing, you know, at a point in time, so he couldn't continue his training. He was only able to continue half the training, you guys. And if you guys haven't noticed, Future Striker and Ultimate Striker have a big body difference. One is way cockier than the other. One's body mass is way stronger. So the thing is about that, you guys, is that I'm sorry, I was looking at this fight, you guys. But yeah, the thing about that is, you guys, with him, you know, training his body to actually be up to par with what it's supposed to be, you guys, it did Striker a lot of justice, you guys. And when I say it did him a lot of justice, it actually gave him the ability at the time so he could, you know, take everything that he could out of the training. And once Elder Kai and Gohan had already, well, Gohan transferred all his the rest of his Saiyan energies that he could transfer over to Striker. He had done so, and Elder Kai had unleashed Striker's potential. And once he had done that, Striker went with his friend Gozen. Gozen was Striker's closest friend, just 2 years younger than Striker, a good 14. No, I mean Striker's 17. That would make him 15. Math. But yeah, you guys, it's basically Gozen. He went with Gozen. Gozen was able to go Super Saiyan. Gozen actually unleashed his potential, not potential, but he awakened his ability to go Super Saiyan 2 during the fight with Hocus and Pocus. And Striker and Gozen actually became very close friends during this fight. They were able to defeat Hocus and Pocus together, the twin Majins. And really, you guys, that's it. But it's a lot more that I have to add on to the story, you guys, to actually make it an in-depth story. And then I'll update it, you guys. But those are the differences between the two. These two are from two entirely different timelines. One isn't even able to tap into his Saiyan potential, and the other is, you know, isn't able to tap. Well, Future Striker is able to tap into a lot, just not everything. And how can I say, a trait difference would probably be Ultimate Striker is a lot more cockier and more confident than Future Striker. He's very arrogant to a certain extent, but you know, it's not anything that can't be controlled, because once he's, you know, put in a corner, you know, he comes to his senses like, okay, I need to, you know, do something about this. But thanks you guys for listening. I know I was rambling on through half of it, you guys, but don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, you guys. Thank you a lot, you guys, for listening. If you guys want to see more of this, just let me know, you guys. I actually go more in depth with it, I promise. Thank you all, and take care.